Welcome back to STFU, our sixth episode. Can you believe it, Kristy? We're on the sixth episode today.
It's flying by.
It's so nice, though. And today we have this amazing topic that we want to talk about, which is sisterhood versus competition. How do you feel about that?
I am very excited about this topic.
There's so much about this topic where I feel like it's so important to cover because a lot of times, I don't know about you, but for me, that sisterhood versus competition kind of became very unhealthy, and where ego was involved, be it someone else or be it me. And it's so important to discuss it to break those limitations. And the thing is that we're so intimidated by competition that we forget that the power sisterhood and community holds.
But before we get into that, first, let's just check in. How is everybody feeling out there? Where are you on your journey, whether it be creative art, writing, whether you're starting a business, or just trying to get through another day? How are you guys feeling? How are you feeling, Akansha?
I am feeling really good. It's been a beautiful day, and I'm excited and pumped for whatever we're going to cover in this topic. So, has there been a moment in your recent past or when you started or any time in your journey where competition really became about yourself and the egos got involved? Not as much as catfight, but sassiness and attitude started coming through the other person, or you felt that you were giving it to someone else. Take me through that journey. Like, how was it?
So competition showing up for me, it's not necessarily competition in person. It's more so the competition of somebody's doing something that I haven't been brave enough to do on my own. So I see them as competition because they are doing something, or I don't normally do this anymore. If it does, then I know I have my tools to work through it. But when that competition, that feeling of competition, or I'm comparing to another person, it's usually a story that I'm telling myself about. I'm judging myself for not either already doing it, for judging myself not being good enough to do it, or judging that person because they're way ahead of me and I feel behind.
It kind of reminds me, I'd read it somewhere or maybe heard it on TikTok or Instagram, one of those channels, and the person, this lady was talking about competition and judgment, and she goes on and says that whoever is judging you, whoever is putting you down, or being too harshly constructive, it's their own insecurities that are coming out. That has nothing to do with you. So, in technicality, when you talk and bring this to light, that when we do comparisons and there's competition, we're actually judging ourselves. Thank you for bringing that up. That's actually a really good insight. So, you mentioned too that you have your own tools now that you work through.
Yeah.
Whenever this competition comes across, what are those tools? If you're okay sharing those.
Yeah, absolutely. You and I talk about this a lot, and it's the power behind your own awareness. So instead of letting those thoughts of competition or feeling like you are behind because of something somebody else is doing, or you feel like they're better than you, I'm aware that those are exactly what they are, thoughts. They're not truth. They're not anything. We talk about the ego a lot. So the ego is coming through to make up this story against myself. And because I'm aware that I do that, I'm aware that these thoughts arise, I can stop them in my tracks. But if I'm moving through and just allowing it to spiral, then of course I'm going to feel limited and I'm going to feel in that competition kind of mindset. Whereas now I see competition, or I see when I not see competition, but when I feel competition, then I can be in my head and be like, okay, we're just going to stop right there because we don't need to go any further with this.
So, say someone is new on this journey and they're really stuck in that competition and ego and all of these. What would be the best way for someone to start realizing those things? Do you have any tips for that? Because obviously, I'm sure that it did not come naturally to you too. There were some tricks and challenges you learned through the ways. So, when did you start acknowledging that you were doing it, and what did that first few times look like?
I had to really, and I'm going to ask you this exact question. So for me, I had to reframe what competition actually meant to me, because competition isn't always bad. It's also a way to see what's available, what's possible for me. But I really had to, like I said, bring that awareness. So what the heck does that even mean? Awareness, when I talk about awareness, I mean noticing your own thoughts. So if you see something, you see someone as your competition, ask yourself, what am I making this mean about them, or I'm making it about me? Because when you think of going back when I saw competition, I thought my automatic response, the automatic meeting that I had was, I'm not good enough. I'm not even going to try. I'm not, this person is obviously way ahead in their journey. They have the experience, they have the know how, and I clearly don't. Naming that really helped me reframe. I'm like, that's a little dramatic for me. That's me talking to myself. It's not dramatic, it's a very valid feeling. But it was me being like, okay, that's not that big. It's not, it doesn't have to stop you in like your path, which I was letting it. So my biggest tip to start, to go further would be to completely reframe that, but to start, just notice what your response is. Notice what the reaction is in your body, in your mind. What are you making it mean about yourself? I would start there and just notice how that feels, because I can imagine, or I cannot imagine, I know that it doesn't feel good, and it can feel like stress in the body. It can feel like upset. It can feel like sleepless nights. It could, if you really let the mind wander, it could go all over the place. But if you can stop it and just be like, what am I making this mean? And then just notice, just be aware. Start there.
That's a really good tip. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, just like you said, I think that realization happened to me too. But before that realization happened, I remember I used to get very defensive.
Yes.
I was like, well, if this person is doing this, that's not my audience. My goals are bigger, and I would just make it about me.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about me, that ego, that I am better. I need to do this. Oh, I don't care about it. But in that sense, when I was working with my psychologist and my therapist, a lot of these things came up where I was holding on to things that really didn't serve me. And she asked me this question. She's like, okay, but why are you feeling this?
Mm-hmm.
And I would be defensive and be like, because of this, that's why I'm feeling it. And she's like, okay, why? And she kept asking me those whys, which was very frustrating in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But also, by the time I got to the answer, like, wait, so it stems from completely different scenario where, because I feel like I'm proving myself to people around me all the time, now I'm becoming defensive on the slightest thing. But it's not really about the competition. It's not about the other person. It's about me.
Mm-hmm.
Because in all honesty, we are our biggest competition. My only competition that I realized is the Akansha from history.
Oh, I love that.
It's not some third person. It's where am I in my journey, because I don't know, also spirituality had a huge role to play in this.
Mm-hmm.
The more I got into Ayurveda, the more spiritual I became, the more I started learning about my own religion and questioning. And I realized that no, it's, I am not going to, I need to stop certain things about myself because I want to transcend in my growth, but it's also about being true to me.
Yeah.
Because when I'm becoming defensive and when I'm stuck in that competition and limitation mindset, the only growth that is stopping is mine.
Yes.
It's not the other person. It's nobody else but me. So it's also where, I realize that when you're talking about competition and the ego, there's also anger. The anger towards the others
Yeah.
that is coming out as fear.
Oh, yes.
And I love this saying in Buddhism. There's a quote that holding on to anger is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to feel the
effects
of it.
Oh my gosh.
So that is what, all of those things taught me. And then I realized that I need to let go. It's truly not about the other person. And that took a lot of practice. It wasn't that I decided it. And the next day I was meditating on my couch and be like, let it go. No. There was, every time that thought came into my head of competition, every time that idea of I'm not good enough, and that's why I'm reflecting onto the other thing came in, I had to talk to myself and I had to practice what I was preaching.
Yeah.
And that made my journey so much more nicer, smoother, and letting go of that fear brought me closer to you, Kristen, our other friends.
Yeah.
And creating that sisterhood, because who cares about competition? One grows, everyone else grows.
Yeah. And I love that. I think that's such a great transition. So let's talk about the sisterhood. So instead of, just as you said, instead of thinking of these other people or other women as your competition, what has shifted for you when you move out of that competition kind of view? What's transitioned into this sisterhood?
Let's say, Kristy, there's a lot of shift. Once you stop seeing people as competition and you start seeing it as sisterhood, as community, you're so happy when the other person succeeds. Their growth makes you happy, their experiences make you happy, and you're there to support them, and they're there to support you. When you're having those low moments, sleepless nights, doubts, there's so many times I've messaged you. Just like last Monday.
Yeah.
I texted you and I was breaking down in my car when I texted you.
Yeah.
And all it took was for you to text me, sending you virtual hugs.
Yes.
And in that moment, my nervous system got so regulated.
Yeah.
And that feeling of being loved and heard.
Yes.
That there's someone that is listening to me, that someone that is validating me, but also there's this one person who's just not part of my circle of friends, but also sisterhood of business and entrepreneur where she's pushing me. She's not telling me that, oh, that's a great idea. And in the heart, feeling like, I hope you do not succeed. This person, this sisterhood is also telling you, they're like, your critiques in the best ways.
Yeah.
And okay, this is not the greatest of ideas. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Reality check, but in a good way. Support. So I genuinely have loved every moment. I don't mind sending people to other places. I love it. The other day, someone messaged me and they're like, oh, do you provide this service? And I told her, I didn't even flinch when I texted her. I was like, I don't provide it, but there's Tempered by the Way in Gravenhurst, and there's this new spot in Havens, in Bracebridge, Havens, that opened up. They might provide this service. I would much rather you get the service that you need. Who cares at the end of the day if they're going to someone else? I am being honest to the customer. I'm being honest to the sisterhood, and there's nothing that I need in return from that. So that expectation has gone, but it's just kudos to you. Like I want you to succeed.
Yeah.
I think sisterhood is more than just collaboration. It's also a smart business move.
Oh, absolutely.
So saying that, do you think, is there a distinction in this, or there isn't, and what are your thoughts about it?
I think there is a great distinction there. So there's collaboration and there's sisterhood, and both can mean two different things. There could be a collaboration in the sense that you are working with another person collectively on a project. For sisterhood, as you were saying, like you have this almost like a group of women who are in it with you, maybe not doing the same business as you, maybe not doing the exact same projects as you, but are doing extraordinary things, big things, scary things. And being in that group or having access to people like that to, like, as you said, help you move past the hard times or move past the day that, like, everything went to shit and you're like, I don't think I can do this again tomorrow. But then you have your girls behind you and you're like, yes, you can, and you're going to. I think that is such huge. Whereas competition or collaboration is great in, or is great for a motivator for like getting yourself exposure and everything. But there's something else about collaboration in a sisterhood that helps you in your business in more ways than just getting sales.
It's about people could be doing different things, but your audience could love something that I do and wanting to come to me, and vice versa. Like it's not even that we're sister education or modalities that we're teaching. It could be completely different things, but it's about leveraging the audience of each other to grow and support each other. But saying that, I also do want to mention something, and I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Okay.
Which is, there is sisterhood, but not everyone is going to be a part of that sisterhood. What are your thoughts on that, and how do you recognize that?
I think I'm trying to say this that doesn't sound super delusional because I've done the work. Like, I've done the things to get me here. And for me, I know energetically when I meet somebody where I place them in business, whether they're going to be an aligned client, whether they're going to be an aligned collaborator, whether they're going to be whatever, whether they're going to be part of my support system or somebody, one of my go-tos. In saying that, that's been a practice that I wouldn't even say that I've mastered it, because I still have my moments where I'm like, I'm going to do this with this person. It feels a little off, but I'm going to see it out.
Benefit of doubt.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that is one of the ways in which I do business, which in ways I create my sisterhood or my, support group, is everybody knows something that will help you. Not everybody's going to want you to succeed.
Ouch. Thank you for calling that out, because that is so important for everyone to hear too. And I genuinely understand whatever you say. And I'm sure a lot of people are doing that too.
And I don't want it to come from like a pessimistic viewpoint, because that's not what it is. It's not going back to the competition. It's people that it's about finding your people that are either a couple of steps ahead of you, that are showing you what's possible, not so that you can copy them, not so that you can follow in their footsteps, but to give you the bigger vision that you probably or maybe not be able to see right now. But it's also being the sister to the person that is starting out, that you are the person that's a little bit ahead, and you can be like, I went through this and it was hard and it really sucked, and there was times when I doubted myself to complete, like, I'm quitting, but then I got up again. Like, there's women that need to see that. And then there's the other side of it too, where it is about competition. It is a motivator in kind of the worst way, that they're pushing because they want to get ahead, or they want to use you to as like a motive to push their business and then discard when they're done. So I've kind of gone through a little bit of both, but I also know that people come into your lives for a reason and a season. So it's kind of like trial and error.
I love that, because you being an author too, you're gonna completely get this. I have been saying it for a few months that you were just a part of my book. Just a chapter in my book.
Yeah.
You're not the main character.
Yeah.
And also, the other point that I wanted to say is competition can be healthy.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
it's good to have that healthy competition. And whoever is not aligned, as we talked in the second episode, was you're going to find out. And if people are not aligned with you, it's okay to say no.
And if they're not aligned past a certain time period, like there may be things that you've supported each other through, and you're growing in different directions, which is okay too.
Yeah.
When you're moving into relationships like that, it's important to, like as I was saying, have that awareness between what's competition and what's judgment towards yourself or others, and then what is, oh my gosh, this person's like my person for right now. Like this person needs to be within my inner circle.
Yeah. And if it's not, then be okay to let it go. Don't hold on to that anger.
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's not going to serve you in the long run.
Yeah, no. Okay, so we've kind of talked about how building a business or building something is quite a feat. It's not an overnight thing. It doesn't just rise up and within a week or a month. So we've talked about our support from our girls that are cheering us on the sidelines. What has been your experience with the sisterhood on maybe like a global level or like an internet wide kind of level? Have you experienced anything from complete strangers?
Absolutely. I've been very blessed to have received that online. And I remember when I launched Vedika, there was this lady online, and she sent me such a beautiful message, Kristy. And this is an absolute total stranger that I've never met in my life and wants nothing from me and doesn't want anything from me in return. And she messaged me, she's like, I just want you to know that whatever you're doing is so nice. It's so lovely to see people working with integrity, and the passion shows through your work and the way you talk. I am highly motivated by what you're doing. And I don't know if anyone's ever told you this, but I need you to know that I'm proud of you. And in that moment, I felt so complete that whatever I'm working for is meaning something, and people are seeing it. And even with Nirvapiri, the clinic that I'm building, I meet so many strangers on a day-to-day basis when I'm traveling or when I'm in markets or just online with the content. There's so much support and people talking about you, people sending you clients by giving good word of mouth and sharing your business. I think that is one of the biggest blessings. And so many times, oftentimes we overlook it that, oh, we're so busy and like, oh, this isn't working, but then God or universe, whatever you believe in, it just sends you these people who want nothing in return but the good for you.
Yes.
And I absolutely have been loving it. And it's not just sisterhood or womanhood. I've met men on strange platforms who have been helping me with so many different things. Weirdly, I met someone on an online dating program. This person was doing IT. He is an IT. We don't talk much, but this man out of nowhere, he knew that I was opening my business and I was doing my work online. He told me that he's going to check my website and see if everything's working or not. And then he actually got on a call with me. He went through every aspect of my website and told me what is good, what is not, what do I need to change. And we've never spoken after that.
That's amazing.
So it's when your energy is about receiving and doing good, it multiplies and it comes. And I am so very grateful for each individual who has shared their blessings with me and have wanted nothing in return, because that motivates you to do it and multiply and give it to someone else.
Oh, yeah.
So now I don't shy away from sharing someone else's content. I will hit repost. I will put them in my stories. I will do something, all of those things, because there's so many beautiful souls out there.
Yeah.
And you never know what that word of those affirmations, those wishes, or just plain simple good job can do to someone who maybe also who might be so much more closer to giving up than you can think.
Yes.
So I have learned to be nice and courteous and kind
And be part of the sisterhood.
and be part of the sisterhood and be human.
Yes. I love that so much. And it doesn't cost you anything to be
No.
kind, to share a post, to send it to somebody that their content might resonate with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. What was the best compliment that you've received so far from a complete stranger online or in person?
I did an event, my first, I think it was in October or November last year, maybe November. I did a weekend, I can't remember what it was called. Girls Weekend, at a resort here in Muskoka. And I went and got asked to come and teach a class. It was just a half-hour yoga class. I got up on stage. I got all mic'd up. I had a little Britney Spears moment, and it was just something that felt really good. And I was just like, wow, I'm scared, but like this is meant to be. And I was just feeling really good and just really lit up. And after I walked through and I had all these women, all these strangers that I've never met, and we've only spent 30 minutes together. But because I was feeling good and giving my all to give them the best experience that I could, they came up and they were like, that was so good. Like, I feel really good. Like, and they were, were telling me about like their night before they had a party. So you're a little hungover. Like, I feel really good now, like all the things. And then the one that really, really stuck with me, which was just all it was just confirmation for where I'm going, and I guess confirmation for this podcast too, was she's like, I love your voice. And that just lit me up because this person had no idea that I've been working on. I always say, like, my voice is my craft, my instrument. I have been really honing into creating meditations and creating just creating with my words, with my voice. So her coming and saying that, and it meant everything. She did not buy from me, she did not follow me, but that was just another testament to I am doing the work that I'm supposed to be doing.
Oh my god, I love that. That's so beautiful.
It really, really was. Okay, so with saying that, you can obviously see how good that makes us feel. We want to wrap this episode up, and with that little storytelling between Akansha and I invite you right now or today to go message, to go share, to go just comment on somebody's something, and just let them know that you see them, that you hear them, that you see them showing up. And if it resonates, send it to a friend. Let them see them and show up. Because again, it costs nothing to be part of the sisterhood.
I hope you subscribe to our channel and leave us a comment on your thoughts about sisterhood. Whatever has been one of the limitations and one of the blessings, if you can, we would love to hear from you. We're sending you so much love, so much peace, and we hope you have the most beautiful day you could.